Hello everyone, Killers here, and today we're gonna review some combiner model from 2005, two which can be made with two to our RDK in fact, and so we're gonna begin right now. So the first one is called the Raptor. It's an cunning predatory YE thanks to biosector description. You can of course read his more of his storyline on biosector01.com on the Raptor page. And here we go. This one is made with Oniwa and Matao, so the tutor RDK, of course. And I'm gonna explain you how it works. So I'm just gonna need to put off this part right here. So you can see it's made on RDK frame, a normal body frame, as you can clearly see. We're gonna use two of the pinhole right ears to add for the front arms, if I can say so, which are really made easily, in fact, because it's just with an older arm, and then the weapon of Matao. The weapon or the blade of Tomato, excuse me. Then we're gonna use this axle all right here to link the second pair of arms. So this one are more complicated, of course, because they're gonna use some RDK arm right here, then some double connectors, and finally some RDK neck right there to make the hands and to also stand the two weapon of Tua Oniwa. And also the second one is kind of asymmetrical because this uses just an metal pelvis right here to link the Wotuka whipcord. So on the back, if you look, you just have some armor right here, which will be useful to fill the hole, to fill the void, and to fill the space. So it's kind of interesting design idea. Then you have a double connectors, which is put right here on a pin, yes, just on a pin. I think it's called like that. Yes, on a pin. And as you can see, the legs are made with two RDK left arm, in fact, and of course some RDK feet on the two for the feet. Just as easy as it is. Excuse me. And for the head, we're gonna link some connectors together, then add some RDK leg, and then a double connectors and the head itself, which is the head of Tua Oniwa, of course, with the eyes of Tua Matao, so the red baroque eyes right here. And here we go, in fact. So we're gonna try to pose, no, maybe not pose him already, but just talk about the articulation section, of course. So the head, or at least the neck, is on 3 ball joint, but it's kind of weird because you can make stuff like that, but it will look, yes, kind of strange. So personally, I put this in this shape. And you can of course turn it in this way, look up, down, so it works perfectly. This one is just on 2 ball joint plus an rotation axis, if I can say so, because you can just turn this in this axis. And that's all for the two rear arms. Of course, these arms right here are more articulated, so there is just one axis of articulation on this point, so it's up or down. This one and these two one are on ball joint, so it's more free, of course. The same goes for this one. And finally, the legs. Of course, you got some gimmicks right here for the knee section. So, excuse me if you see my hand. Right, like that. And one ball joint for the pelvis part, and one other ball joint for the RDK feet part. And that's quite all, guys. So this means that sometimes, as you can clearly see, it will fall off automatically. So that's one of the drawbacks. So I'm gonna try to pose this guy. And then we're gonna talk about the pros and the cons of this combiner model. So here we go. I think I managed to do a pose. Yeah, it's works. So oh yeah, it's maybe look too like this. So in fact, what are the pros of this set, or what are the drawback? I mean, the drawback first. So the drawback, in fact, are the legs, because here you can clearly see it's kind of stands, but normally it usually fall off because of the two gears used on the knee section. So it's really a drawback. I think that's the main drawback of this set, because apart from that, excuse me, I don't really see any drawback. Maybe, for example, the fact also that it's really heavy on parts. That means that, for example, the designer really tried to put every part they can on the hands and stuff like that. So this means, for example, that they decided to put the two weapon right here, then they decided to put a whipcord. So it's really an heavy combiners, or it's really heavy on parts. So sometimes it's hard to distinguish the different sections and stuff like that. so it can be a drawback also, I have to say. But apart from this section and also the all parts together, I think that this set is kind of well designed because it's an original shape, as you can clearly see, and this shape is pretty interesting with the 4 arms and stuff like that. I also especially like the shoulder pads used, made with the Ordica feet. I think they are quite succeeded to making a bulky thing. The 2 asymmetrical arms are quite interesting also. The neck part, which is kind of strange, is all good. So yeah, the overall design I think is pretty good and pretty interesting. The building itself could be better, but it's still okay. The only, real good points with this Ordica combiners is to learn, in fact, how to use the Ordica torso frame in different ways than just the normal torso frame way to use it. So it's kind of nice to have this type of building techniques. But apart from that, it's quite okay. It's not revolutionary. It's just decent. So in fact, it's quite a good combiner model, and I can recommend you to build this one, but maybe change the legs, because the legs are really a weak point, and sometimes it doesn't really want to pose, so it doesn't really want to stand on the ground, so it can be annoying. So this one was pretty good with not really that tons of flaws, but the next one I'm gonna show you is more like got more flaws, so we're gonna see why. It's called the Cable Crawler, and it's a climbing way, and it can be made with Vakama and Wenua. So first of all, these parts keep falling off, so right here. So of course you can launch the Watuka spinner. It's the same with the Raptor. You can also launch it. There is no problem at all. So I think that's very good. So how it works, because it seems kind of complicated, it's a 4-leg creatures and also a 4-armed creatures, because we're gonna see later that there is kind of a 4-armed thing, kind of strange, but we're gonna see that later. So I'm not gonna destroy everything or part of the parts, so I'm gonna try to explain you the better way I could with the model finished. So as you can see right here, you've got one ball joint and another ball joint. It's the ball joint from the pelvis part, so the Wenua pelvis part and the Vakama pelvis part put together. Then on these 2 parts put together, we're going to add a 3rd part, which is the Wenua torso frame. This part is just, in fact, useful to link the head, the Watuka spinner, and some armor to fill the hole, which is quite nice, because remember, some combiner from 2005 are full of holes, and it really a drawback on the overall design section. Also, to fill the hole, we're gonna need a second armor, which is put on the back section, and you can also notice the 2 fire swords put on the back, but this time it's just plain ridiculous. It's like they really want to put the sword on the model, so they decided to put it on the back, and it's kind of just weird. In fact, it seems like a 4-year-old kid just do its first mock and post some fire sword on the back, so it's kind of look strange. And it's not, I don't really think it's an original or interesting design element. Then I think I've said everything. So of course on this ball joint I've showed you earlier, we're gonna put the legs. So the legs are made this time with just 2 connectors put together, the Ordica leg and Ordica feet. Also notice that the Ordica feet are not put in the same way as before, because normally if you buy a Ordica, it's put in this way. But this time it's put in this way, and it's gonna be a big drawback. We're gonna see later. So there is 4 legs. The second one are the normal Ordica leg apart again for the feet. Then, as you can see, we're gonna have these two double connectors, which are useful to link the fire blade right here. Are also useful to link the arms. So the little arms on the front are made with some on the arms right here, and some baroque eyes right there to make maybe the hands, do not really know. Then we got the right arm, which is made with a normal Ordica right arm, but this time with 2 lower sections, as you can see, to link the 2 weapons. Again, really, I don't really know why they want to put the 2 together. It's kind of look just bizarre. Yes, it just look weird, strange. I repeat too much, just the same word, by the way. So you can, of course, there is a gimmick, so you can activate it. And the left arm, as you can see, is in fact just the upper section of an Ordica right arm, so it's just bad. So you're just gonna pass on it. And I think I showed you everything I have to show. So the articulation section, of course, you got 3 points of articulation per legs. This time also you got 3-1, but this articulation point is in fact is not really a ball joint because it's just a gear. Also here you got just 2 points of articulation, and here just 1, but just pointless. So, and the head also is on one ball joint, but as you can see, you can turn him for looking him. He can't look up. In fact, he just can look on the ground. So yes, anyway. So that's all, and then we're gonna try to pose him. And here we go. You see the first drawback is the fact that because of this feet, the 4 feet cannot stand on the ground. So for example, I'm gonna try. So first, the logical stuff to do here is to try to put this back, but as you can see it's blocked, so this means that I can't put this like that. So I'm gonna try to cheat, or no, maybe I'm gonna try to move this ball joint right there. Oh yes, I quite succeed. Yeah, the 4 feet are quite on the ground, but it's really hard in fact to make the 4 foot, excuse me, to put them on the ground. Seriously, it's really hard. In fact, there is just one unique pose to put this mark, so in terms of posability it just sucks. Also, the ball joints are really close to each other, so these 2 are really close, but this one is really close to the 2 arms. So this means that you really can't move in every in direction you want. For example, if I want to move up the arms, I can, because it's blocked on the leg section. And when it blocks, you can clearly see it have changed all the pose. And this time, you can also see the 2 rear foot cannot reach the ground again. So I'm gonna try to change this, maybe by putting this off. And also there is tons of weight, of course, on the front section of this set, of the front part of the model, because of the 2 point right here. So this means that the model goes in front, and then, as you can see, the 2 rear feet are in the air. Okay. Well, as you can clearly see, I have succeeded into doing one pose with the 4 foot on the ground, excuse me, and now I cannot do that again. So maybe doing this, or no, it works. I know it's some front feet that it does not really reach the ground. So I think you have understood me. It's a big drawback, and it's totally ruined the combiners. For me, it's a really bad combiner because it's totally ruined. You can't pose him, you can't really play with him, and also there is really strange design elements which just look out of place and really put just some parts put together. For example, this part is just too much. Okay, it's maybe just to fill the back, but I think that's the armor were pretty okay. Also, this part is not even continued. Yes, the part is not really even finished. I do not remember if there were some left out parts, but well, just look at that, it sucks. And then this part is just too big, and it makes that the front section is too heavy in comparison to the rear section. So, well, seriously, just don't destroy your 12 Akama and 12 when you have to build this stuff, because it just sucks. And of course, yes, there are also these sister parts which just fall off. Or maybe just me. Maybe I'm not. I'm gonna try a different pose to see if it's just me. But as you can clearly see, no. Oh no, still not. It's still do not really want to. Or maybe yes. This time we're gonna succeed into. Yes, it's yes. Oh, I finally managed to do an okay pose. So, well, I'm just gonna give up on this. So seriously, this was the cable crawler. Don't build it. The only interesting point, in fact, is the original idea. I mean, the initial idea was quite interesting. A 4-leg, 4-arm YE. Why not? I mean, it was a quite interesting idea. But in fact, the finished product just bad. Yes, it's just bad. So I'm gonna finish this review. Well, okay. Gonna finish this review. So these 2 combiners are from the Tordica. So this one is quite good, in fact, because it's an original design, and it really have not that major flaws, apart maybe for the legs, which tends to fall off easily, even if in this review it was all nicely. I succeeded, excuse me, into doing some interesting pose. I have to admit that in some it's kind of hard to pose in, but still the design is pretty original. The frame is used in an original way, so yes, you can make him and try to modify, excuse me, and try to mod it also to change some parts. And this one, well, just don't build it. And that's all, guys. So yes, you can try to build it, of course, and try to change it, but there is so much thing to change in these combiners that seriously just mock and just try to mock and not try to redone this combiner. So that's all, guys. If you have any question on these two combiners, feel free to ask a question, but I think I've pretty much everything I have to say and there is to say on these two combiners. Hope you enjoy this one, and see you later for another Bionicle video review. Bye bye!